Hey guys, welcome to Motoroids. When I did a video on the upcoming ICE cars in the Auto Expo, I told you about the Baleno based SUV, and this is the one that I was talking about. And must I say, this has been done rather well. Maruti Suzuki is calling it Fronx, and as you can see, there are some really great similarities with the Baleno, although the front has been completely overhauled to make it look like an SUV. And the biggest change here is that the bonnet has been lifted up to give it a more masculine stance, and the headlight now is a split unit unlike the Baleno. So while on the Baleno you have the DRLs, under the headlamps here the DRLs are a separate unit altogether with these three blocks on either side, and then the headlamps are at the bottom. Also, the smiley grille of the Baleno has been replaced with a relatively straight slab, and the grille of the Baleno also extends into the headlamps while it ends right in the middle. The grille also goes down a little bit, and the lower bumper also is a little bit more muscular. So the front has been completely overhauled. Of course, this car also gets the 360-degree camera which is there on the Baleno as well, and you'll also get a rise up HUD screen right there. Now, before I move towards the side, let me just let you know that on the inside this car is almost exactly the same as the Baleno, and while they have stopped us from getting inside, this car is not very different from what you have already seen in the form of the Baleno. Now, the Baleno has a bluish interior while this one gets a red tint, and that is the only big differentiator that you have. Coming towards the side, you have squared off wheel arches and a raised body for better ground clearance to give it a more outdoorsy, more SUV-ish look. 16-inch wheels are there, and just to accentuate its outdoorsy nature, you also have body cladding all around. You have roof rails, and if you look at it from the side, you'll see that there is a very keen similarity to the body of the Baleno. So on the side, the panels are very similar. Now, if you look at the fenders up front and at the rear, that's where these pronounced creases create some differentiation, and the bigger bumper giving it a more masculine look is what really is the difference as compared to the Baleno. But it sits on the same platform, and it has the same wheelbase. So essentially the cabin space is not going to be much different. It's technically speaking the Baleno on stilts to give it a more muscular front and rear look and a better clearance, and now it qualifies as an SUV, so to say, but it's just primarily for the image. The big difference here is that there is an introduction of a new engine. A 1-liter turbo engine has been introduced, and the power output there is 100 PS with 147 Newton meters of torque. So that's the big news here. That engine which was there on the Baleno RS has been reintroduced. Apart from that, the 1.2-liter dual VVT engine is also there. The dual jet engine is still there, so you won't lose out on the fuel efficiency, although the transmission options are a little different. Both the engines will get a 5-speed MT, while the 1.2-liter will get a 5-speed AMT. This one will also get a 6-speed automatic transmission. I would really have loved to take you inside, but this car is closed for now, so I cannot take you in. Now, coming towards the right, the theme that's prevalent in Auto Expo 2023 is a connected LED tail lamp, and that theme has been presented here as well. And as you can see, this light lends it a bit of jazz, makes it look snazzier, and at the bottom also you have a skid plate which gives it a more SUV-ish kind of look, and the rear bumper has also been changed, but in essence this car is still the Baleno. Now you can also have a look at the interior from here, as I mentioned. So the things that you probably missed in my Hindi video are more visible, and as you can see, the interior is pretty much the same as the Baleno. There are very few differences. The space inside is also going to be more or less the same. The upholstery and the way the interior looks is just a little bit different, but from the cabin space and the cabin layout perspective, it's still pretty much the same. You'll get a 9-incher Smart Play Pro Plus screen on the top variant and a 7-incher on the lower variants. The ground clearance has not been specified, but the boot on this car is 308 liters, which is reasonable enough, not too bad, but sub 4 meter SUVs generally have 350 liters of boot space, so in that sense it's slightly less. Now, another important thing that you do well to know is that if you want the 1-liter turbo, you'll have to go to the Delta variant and upwards. As you can see here, the Sigma and the Delta variants are available with the 1.2-liter variant, while if you want the 1 liter turbo, you'll have to go delta upwards. Also, the 80 for the 1 liter turbo is available only in Zeta and Alpha. So these are the variants that you need to be mindful of. In terms of colors, this car is available in a total of 6 colors. So this is the Nexa blue color, and apart from this, you'll have 5 more solid colors. This is the Arctic white. You have an earthen brown, an opulent red, and splendid silver, along with a grandeur gray. And then the earthen brown and opulent red and splendid silver will be available with a bluish black roof as a DT or dual tone variant. So these are the 3 extra colors in dual tone. So in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 solid colors and 3 dual tone colors. And that's essentially the Fronx for you guys. I really wish I could have taken you inside and showed you whatever subtle differences are there, but unfortunately it's mayhem out here at the Maruti Suzuki exhibition area because some VIPs came in and the entry to the cabin has been restricted for the media, so that's quite a shame. But I hope that I was able to give you a good overview of what the car is and what you should expect. And for those of you who wanted a very affordable SUV-ish kind of a car, that's a space which was deliberately created by Maruti by pricing the Brezza on the higher side. As you would have known, the Brezza was quite aggressively, not aggressively, optimistically priced. And this car here is being slotted slam bang between the Baleno and the Brezza. While the prices have not been announced, that positioning should let you know where this car would be priced. Slightly more expensive than the Baleno and slightly less expensive than the Brezza. Hope this video was of some use to you. If you liked it, hit that like button, subscribe to Motoroids, and until next time, this is Amchagani signing off. Drive hard, drive free, and drive safe.